Hemanth garu, hi. Welcome to Hyderabad. Welcome to our office. Very, very happy to have
Same
you
here.
here. Very excited. You know how much SSC means to me. As I was saying that I have a very personal connection associated with Saptha Sagardaache Ello. That's the beauty of movies, right? Movies are not just movies. We have memories
Correct.
associated with the film and the time it came and what was our life like at that point when
yeah.
we watched the movie. I want to know, how does it feel to you when someone comes to you and tells you that they have a very personal memory associated with your film? Is it like winning a Oscar, or what does that mean
No,
as a
it's the
filmmaker?
greatest feeling. It's better than see. We are in a business of commerce, so money is very important in terms of how much box office makes, and the producer should make money and all of that. When all of those boxes are ticked, the next highest reward that a filmmaker can get is that the film means something to the person who has watched it. I think that is the greatest feeling ever, because I have had that impact on me when I watch films, and I have always, as a filmmaker, envied that. How did this? How is this filmmaker living in my head for 2 days, 3 days? Or how is he moving me so much? So, so to be able to hear those kind of things is very, very nice. It's a very special feeling.
See, the impact of cinema has been a topic of debate always. Like whenever we talk about what is the influence this film is going to have on young minds, we keep having those conversations. You said that you distinctly remember going to a film in the evening at 6 o'clock, and after coming out, once the film was over, it was night, and it created this timeless nature to film in your head, right?
Correct.
Do you think films being made today leave that kind of impact to kids today?
I'm sure, in the sense, it's very difficult to gauge from this side of the fence, because the beauty of cinema is, it is for somebody it can just be 2 hours of entertainment. For somebody else, it can be a life-changing moment. Like you said, it can be something where a memory is formed. So, and only the person who is experiencing it and coming out of the theater will know. So there are lots of films even today where I watch as a person who is trying not to be cynical, because the world tries to make you cynical. Also, you have to fight back. There are times when I'm still moved by the cinemas. So there are still people out there who believe it is a very powerful medium, and I genuinely believe it is an extremely powerful tool of influence. It is used for cinema can be propaganda also, in the sense any cinema is propaganda, because it is carrying some politics in it. But the case in point being that, because it is an amalgamation of so many art forms, it is the easiest way to influence a mind and mass. So I do believe it is still happening. Probably it is harder to see it from that perspective. Where exactly is it happening? Because for kids, I think when they go to the cinema hall for the first time, it's the largeness of the screen which will first, the first film experience will just be mind blowing, because of the even if there is one moment in the film that is enough for them to take them down that road.
Did you watch Mollywood Times?
Not yet.
Please watch it.
I want to watch.
Hemanth, please, because as a filmmaker, I think you will connect to it on a different level.
Yeah, I know. I am a very I love his. I love
Mukundan
his,
Unni
yeah,
Associates, right?
Yeah.
So since you mentioned the largeness that we see as kids, there is this beautiful moment in Mollywood Times. It's a moment when Abhinav fell in love with cinema. That there is a scene in the film.
Okay.
So I watched this interview after watching the film, and I'm like, hey. I saw that this was a scene in the film. It's basically not exactly a biopic, but it has a very biographical quality to it. He says he fell in love with cinema because of DTS. Because of the sound.
It's same here for me also.
And there is a beautiful scene about
how it happened.
how he experienced it. I think it deserves to be seen. It's such a personal and beautiful moment. Please do.
I've actually noticed in in Dolby DTS, when there is that showreel that they play at the beginning. I have noticed kids when I go to the theaters, where when the sound starts panning into the speakers, they go like that, and it's such a beautiful thing to see from a distance.
I think it is sound that keeps people coming back to theaters.
100%.
Not even the largeness at this point, because people can afford to have 100-inch TVs at their home, but the sound, I think, is what. But when you write a film, does that biographical quality, does it automatically seep into the writing process?
No, I cannot avoid it, obviously, because only what I have felt and sort of experienced can some way help me shape the characters, because the emotions are the same. There are only so many emotions in life for every human being. So if I can empathize my sense of grief or happiness, then I can project that onto the character more effectively. So it is personal in many places. Like there are many parts of me that is Manu, that is many parts of me that is Priya, that is many parts of me that is Surabhi. Same with Sham from Kavaludaari, and Godhi Banna also. So it is very autobiographical in that sense. But I get very conscious of directly putting my life. I feel like I'm taking myself too seriously, that I'm showing a facet of my life. Sometimes in fact, there's a particular sequence in the present film that I'm doing, where I was talking to Advait, and I was like, my DOP, and I was like, this feels, I want to put this emotion, but it's literally like a copy paste sort of a thing. Should I go down that road? So he was like, but when a film becomes personal is when it is more beautiful. Just go all out. Don't think too much about it. But I have to be little. I don't know if it is. It is how okay it is. But yeah, it is.
It's interesting that you mentioned like how personal can you get. Again, I want to go back to Mollywood times, because I'm kind of obsessed with that film at the moment. So the film opens with a personal note from Abhinav to his ex-wife. So the thank you notes, like there is like a long, very personal note. Saying that I know all of this happened, but this relationship helped me evolve into a better man. So Bharadwaj Rangan asks him, why did you put that note? Why couldn't it be an Insta post or a personal essay? Why did you decide to put it in front of your film? So to which Abhinav says, to me, cinema is the medium where I'll open up the most, not interviews. I might not open up as much about my life or myself in my interviews, but in films, I want to put my 100%.
I completely respect that, and it takes a lot of guts and courage to do that. For me, my hang up or my personal clash is that I don't look at cinema as just mine. In the sense, the film is as much Charan's, as much Advait's, as much Dhananjay's, as much Shivanna's, as much Aditi's, as much Priyanka's. Every person comes and leaves a bit of their hearts into the film.
But it's starting with you, right?
But the moment I make it very personal, it all becomes about me. Like that line I don't know as to how to draw well in such a way that it becomes all mine. Also, it can be personal, but does it have to be public?
Right.
So that is something that is a conversation that I wrestle with all the time. And sometimes I'm like, I don't care. Like, for example, in Godhi Banna, I didn't know why it was so difficult to have a conversation with my dad. I was, it's like very easy to talk to my mom about things that bother me or ask for something. But with my dad, I was like, how do I tell him, and then I realized it's actually the sons who disconnect from the dads as they grow older. And it's not the other way around sometimes. So there is something there which is not explained. So through the story, I sort of became closer to my dad.
Beautiful.
So the public didn't need to know that. It helped me evolve into a different, to be a better communicator with my dad. So, yeah.
I mean, if a film can make the viewer, can change the viewer even in teeny tiny bit,
Yeah.
that's a very big
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
a very
it's a
big win.
huge, it's a huge superpower to have. Also, something that you shouldn't take too seriously, because often people to take that too seriously. Also, that I'm out here to give a message. That also I don't condone with that kind of filmmaking. I feel I find difficult to enjoy, because I'm going as a I want to I want to be taken into a world and allow me the agency to take something away from the film. Like if you tell me specifically this is what I have to take away, then it limits the thing of what I can take away.
Yeah.
So if there's a message inside, beautiful, but let me decide. So but yeah, sometimes you have to give a message also. So yeah.
I think the strangeness and beauty of cinema is that it's extremely populist. It's also very personal.
Yeah.
I think no other art form has music to
Correct.
an extent that it can be as personal as
Correct.
it
And
can
it changes with every film. If I've got it right on one film, I might not get it right on the second film. Because the subject matter is different, the perception is different, the optics is different. So with every film, it is like a new hurdle, new challenge in terms of how do I get this balance right.
Yeah. And the film itself changes with time, right?
Exactly.
Saptha Sagardaache Ello, 10 years from now, I might look at it completely in a different way also.
Hopefully less as a horror film.
Hey, no.
No, because that is the message that I keep getting.
Okay, it's becoming a...
No, I keep getting messages saying, this is my favorite horror film.
Oh my God.
I smile. I mean, it's a compliment, but yeah.
See, Saptha Sagardaache had this national level recognition and attention, right? After all of that, when did you finally settle down and say, okay, Saptha Sagardaache Ello, that chapter of my life is now behind me. I have to move on and I have to find my next story. How did that happen?
It's, to be very, very honest, it's not fully happened, because this kind of love and sort of constant messages and people talking. When I open Instagram, every time there is a new film or a new song that is released, somebody will make an edit of Saptha to that music. So it is, I quickly move on. Like after my first film, it was a huge success in Bangalore.
So 10 years ago exactly.
Yeah.
Congrats for completing 10
Thanks.
years, man.
Thank you. So I moved on very quickly, as though it was, it's done. I have to move on to my next. With Kavaludaari, it was also a hit, but I was able to move on quickly.
One doubt, sorry to interrupt. I think Kavaludaari is, the first film for you that went beyond Kannada, right?
Yeah, kind of, because
I think even if had Godhi Banna got that recognition, I think Kavaludaari had the proportion was much bigger.
Slightly bigger. Yeah. It did really well outside.
Yeah, and people started talking about Kannada cinema. People started discovering.
Also, I think it is a cascading effect, because one film has done well previously, and the talk for the second film is also positive. Then there is more focus on this person's filmography.
Yeah.
So that also, I guess, helps.
It multiplied.
It multiplies a little bit. So that is the best way people can discover your work, I feel. When somebody watches Saptha, they go and watch Kavaludaari, and then they go watch Godhi Banna. So that is the best way for somebody to get to know you as a creator. So I forgot where
Saptha Sagardaache Ello.
So yeah, with Saptha, it has been it's emotionally and mentally 90% I have moved on in that sense. But
by when?
The moment I started making my next film,
writing the next film or making?
No, just the thought that I'm going to make the next film, I completely switch off. But because of social media, there is constant some reel or the other, which is constantly happening. So which takes me back and so that is very new for me. And like you said, from all across, I get reels in Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, the few reels that I got in Bengali also. And I was like, that is very I have to be very careful in the sense of how much it affects me, affects my ego, because I can't take it too seriously also. But at the same time, I have to be happy that my work is traveled really well, and that is a nice bar to set for yourself, where you follow good process, not the success. The good process is the way I made the film. I made it with sincerity. I made it with a lot of heart. The good process is what I would want to go back to, which is make the film for the right reasons, right? And how you made it with a lot of care, a lot of sincerity, a lot of love for every frame. So, which is what I'm taking forward into my next film also.
How do you think the reception to Saptha changed your trajectory as a filmmaker?
I just more audience, I suppose, which is the best thing for a filmmaker. More people are interested in what you're going to do, so more responsibility,
More pressure?
more pressure. So all of which are good problems to have, because you want to be the better version of yourself and try and tell a better story, or try and figure out a bigger canvas, not in terms of budget but in terms of the idea maybe. So yeah, it's very enabling for sure. The love and affection that I've got from all parts of the country is definitely enabled me in terms of having access to different audience, and also be having other fabulous technicians and collaborators and actors show interest in your work. That is a great feeling.
So, since I keep going back to Sapta's national level attention, because weren't there opportunities, or didn't you consider making a film in a different industry? Because you had... No, please, off chai, fast off chai. I'm just afraid it'll explode, man.
Has it exploded before?
No. ఈ కర్టెన్ తీసేసి కంటిన్యూ చేసేద్దాం. దేర్ ఇస్ ఎనఫ్ లైట్. తీసేయి. Remove the curtain. Yeah. Natural light. So I'm pretty sure filmmaking sees this in 100x, right?
Yeah.
Like
100.
lights going off.
Yeah.
So
it's problem solving ultimately.
Yeah.
Because every day there's some new headache to figure out.
So I was asking, after the recognition that Saptha Sagardaache Ello got, were there opportunities, or were you inclined to make a film in another industry? Was that even a thought? What?
Yeah, of course. There was a lot of interest, and there were some conversations that happened also. See, the thing is that in terms of, for a filmmaker, if you're going to get a lot more budget, and even from a personal perspective, in terms of personal growth, financial growth and all of that, there are definitely far juicier apples, let me put it that way, hanging in front of you. But I don't know, so it didn't feel right for this film.
For this film, if you had a story that would
no, yeah, I mean, see, for a filmmaker, the biggest thing is I want the film to be seen by as many people as possible, and I will go where the market is in that sense. But at the same time, I am Kannadiga through and through.
And you have been a vocal champion of Kannada.
Yeah,
cinema.
and the biggest pride for me is that I get to make films in my language. And that is and when people talk about me, they talk to me as a Kannada filmmaker, a filmmaker from Kannada.
Like, you are treated as a representative of Kannada cinema, and you have represented Kannada cinema on many platforms also.
Yeah, and that is something that I value a lot, and I'm very proud of. So I hope I can keep doing that in Kannada only. But yeah, you never know. Like I said, it depends on the canvas, personal growth and things like that. As long as I'm able to realize my vision in Kannada, there's no reason for me to think otherwise. Because the thing is, I come from a place, right? We all come from somewhere, and your stories has to have that connection. Some stories can be sort of suspended in ether. It can be independent of language.
I have a doubt here. all the three films that you have made, they are great character studies, right? They explore human drama and
Correct.
human nature. They could very well be told in other languages,
Yes.
because the characters and the emotions are
correct. It's
so
very
strong.
Indian in that sense.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it is done when people from other parts of the country are discovering my films, earlier films. They're still able to resonate because the emotions are very Indian.
And Kavaludaari, the genre itself, it's a mystery.
Correct.
It works beautifully, which is why it got remade also in multiple languages.
Correct. But for me, as a maker, I'm not talking from the perception of the audience.
Okay.
I'm talking from the perspective of a maker. When I am explaining an emotion to the actor, when I do it in my language, when I go and talk to the actor and
Right.
explain the idea or the world building, if I don't know the language in which to tell,
Okay.
this is what the emotion that the character is feeling, I feel handicapped.
Okay.
So if I ever do a film in some other language, it will be after me learning that said language.
Okay.
So
So please learn Telugu soon.
I watch a lot of films, so I can speak little bit. I can understand really well. But yeah,
See, I always wanted to know this, because whenever the topic is about Bangalore and film viewing culture in Bangalore, the general understanding is that people of Bangalore watch all kinds of cinema. In fact, there have been instances where Kannada producers, exhibitors, they had vocally, they were against certain films because they felt other language films were competing with Kannada films
Local
itself
films,
in terms of show timings and all. So in that sense, Bangalore is taken care of. Bangalore, people watch all kinds of cinema. Telugu, they watch Telugu films. Apparently, Bangalore is the highest grossing
obsession.
For Obsession. That's great, right? But what is the rural scene in Kannada? Like, what do those audience, how do they receive Kannada cinema? How do they receive films? What is that demographic?
You'll be very surprised to know that the rural split of audience is pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. Nice.
As in, you have a Tamil film releasing even in the heartland of Karnataka in a big way. Like there are, like I had gone to Shivamogga for locations, to look for locations. There were 2-3 theaters where the cutouts for Jananayagan were like, it looked like
you're in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, including like the font, everything.
Wow.
And I was like, little, that is, see, people and their cinema, you can't sever the connection. They will watch, films are being put there because there's an audience for that film. So then I tried to understand the demography of the place. Then I found out that there are a lot of mill workers there.
Migrants from Tamil Nadu.
Who from Tamil Nadu. So they come and watch. So the films are being, showcased for them. So that's how, like I said, people and their cinema, the commerce will follow that always. The business will always follow that. So Bangalore is, it's not just Bangalore.
Bangalore also, it's very...
there are some core centers, like Mysore is hardcore Kannada, Mandya is hardcore Kannada. There are places like that where it is very difficult to breach the fort, where it will be Kannada cinema. But a large part of Karnataka you have, like especially, there is one region of our distribution network called Hyderabad Karnataka.
Oh, okay.
Which is your Bellary and, that entire region.
That Anantapur.
That entire region, the Telugu is, watched, Telugu films are watched like crazy there. They do really well. So that's because, again, it's just the demography.
Yeah.
So we as a state, the thing that is most beautiful about us, I feel, is that we have very big hearts and we are made up of many little pieces. It's like a mini India in that sense, where you have so many people from so many parts of the world who have come and made up the state. Even in Bangalore, you have people who are for 40-50 years stayed in Bangalore. At home, they speak Telugu. But they are proper proud Kannadigas. It's a very weird thing. It's difficult to explain, but that is the...
No, I have so many friends who have been living in Bangalore since they have completed engineering.
But their mother tongue, the language that they speak at home will be different.
It's Telugu, it's Tamil, but they're all in Bangalore.
Yeah, but they are proud Kannadigas. They will go watch Kannada cinema also. So you have that also. So it's a very interesting demography. So when they like a film, It is like apparently in Bombay trade circuits, the first thing that they check, you sometime back I had heard this, I don't know if it's a true fact or something, that the first report that people would check is how is the film doing in Bangalore.
Okay.
Because if the film is doing well in Bangalore, it will automatically do well everywhere else.
Okay, because it's like it's
Yeah.
all kinds of people from all demographics.
Correct,
It's like a what do you call?
It's a microcosm
micro.
of yeah, correct.
So here in Telugu film industry, we keep hearing a lot of these demography based segregations. Like people say B centers. We have our own
Correct.
Vijayawada. We have
We
Karnool,
also
Seed.
have, yeah.
So they say, okay, this film might not do so well in multiplexes, but I'm pretty sure this film will do well in Nellore or in Karnool, all those areas. Do these demography based conversations, how do they play out in Kannada film scene?
It's there. It's the same. It's the exact same thing. And see, these brandings mostly happen from the perspective of media and the trade. When somebody, so for example, they call me class
multiplex. Yeah.
I don't like I don't like that one bit.
Of course.
But I can't see the amount of money that a film makes ultimately will change perception. When they say class film, they are assuming that the film has limited business potential. But when you look at the actual numbers, the numbers in terms of invested and how much money is earned, if a film has done exceedingly well, like has been the case with Godhi Banna, Kavaludaari, Saptha, it means that it is mass.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a very it's something that I understand fully. But as a filmmaker, I also have to.
But you produced film. You also produced films.
Yeah.
You produced Agnatavasi very
Correct.
recently, right? I'm pretty sure that got branded as a multiplex.
100%. And I knew that it was a multiplex film, so I have the special privilege of wearing two different hats. So when I'm the director, I'm like, this mass class and all, I don't like it. But as a producer, I have to completely go to the other side of the table, be a little bit of a hypocrite. But it helps to understand the business and the trade. So yeah, I knew when we were doing Agnatavasi that it's a film that I wanted to make because I believe films like that also have to be made.
Very unconventional mystery. Unconventional mystery. Yeah.
But which is what really caught my attention. And I was like, a film like this should be made, but we have to be careful how we make it, what budget we make it, how to position it, and you know, how to take it to the theaters. So it wasn't easy, but we were able to do it. So it's a good learning in that sense.
So ideally, nobody would think that So From So would do the kind of numbers that it did, right? Here in Hyderabad, I was watching the film on a Tuesday evening in a PVR. Tuesday evening, 4 o'clock show, and the show was full. And people were cheering the moment Baba appeared on screen because they had already seen it in reels. That this character is like a standout character. So people who were seated, they knew that they were watching a blockbuster film already, and nobody could predict, right, what So From So would do. So in that sense, films have this beautiful way of breaking everything that we just discussed.
Correct. No, that is the most beautiful thing that I have observed. Like whenever a film comes and disrupts the thought, because this is a business where very easily people, I have seen, it has happened to me also, where people believe they know it.
Yeah.
That film won't work. This film will work. You know, and every time I hear things like that, it's like a caution saying, no, cinema will teach us otherwise. Because there's always a reset that will happen. One film will come and it will make you question the entire process. So those things are beautiful things and the best thing that can happen to an industry, actually.
See, you have been a producer for as long as you have been a director also, right? How different or difficult is it to produce a film today as compared to when you are making Godhi Banna in 2016?
It's very, very difficult because
it's getting difficult now.
Yeah, because today the viewing patterns have changed. There's a OTT. Before about 5-6 years ago was a sweet spot, right before COVID, right after COVID, because the OTT platforms were like a huge source of revenue. It was like this new, like a war chest that people were like, okay, this is there, this security is there. But obviously, OTTs also look at it from a business perspective in terms of subscription, what films to take, and it's become a problem of excess. And they have enough films; they don't need to keep buying films.
Right.
So, in terms of risk assessment, you are now dependent on the film doing really well in the theaters. So, you have to be a very brave producer to go behind a vision today. And for my current film, Operation Dream Theatre, my producer, he's a debutant producer. His name is Vaishak. I am so lucky to have found somebody like that, because in this slightly uncertain world right now, to be so brave in terms of, okay, you have dreamt up this crazy place and crazy world. I will not look at the market dynamics of saying, if you put this actor, you will get this much.
Okay, good.
And do mathematics and then make the film, which is also a very smart way to do it. But in a film like this, where we are trying to be a little more ambitious than what the market allows, you need a producer who is very brave. And
doubt. But you can afford to be ambitious with a Shivraj Kumar, right?
Of
when
course.
You have a Shivraj,
No, but
a star like him.
But the thing is, every actor, it could be Shivana you cannot box him. He's such a big superstar that you can't box him into a market. Like, the world is his market, the entire Karnataka state is his market. That's how he lives in people's hearts. So there is, for an actor like that, it's not a question of market. But still, when you mount a film, in terms of how much costs, what scale and budget that you do the film in, and how ambitious you can be, there are still some parameters that you have to be realistic about.
Okay.
So you have to figure those aspects, and it is a conversation that for every film you need. I think even for somebody like Rajamouli Garu, who is dreaming the biggest dreams, he also has to be aware of market dynamics. Even Christopher Nolan has to, address that idea of, okay, we are going to build 5 ships, then which means this much
it's going to cost so and so.
So that it becomes like the dream becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So so that way you need producers to be more brave today and to have a lot more courage today and a lot more conviction today. I feel today it is more difficult to produce films, and it will get increasingly difficult to produce films, because a lot of changes are happening in front of us without us realizing it. The way the OTT platforms value films, the way audience are looking at films as a option of entertainment. They have this new thing where I will watch it at home and not go to the theatre. So they are dividing the film as a theatrical film, as an OTT film. So these are all things that is happening every day, which we are not obviously updated by. So to read it is difficult.
I think we are living in a very weird time, and cinema is going through a very weird phase right now, because India's got Latent, Samay Rainas. There were screenings of the show in Bombay, like across resto bars and pubs. They people got together to watch it together. So that is happening, and Odyssey is coming. I know a lot of people who are traveling to watch the film in IMAX. I'm going to Bombay to watch it in IMAX because we don't have one here. This is happening. At the same time, there are some films that people are skipping at home also. Like, you have a new film drops on OTT. You can just be sitting on your couch and watch it. Nah, I'm not interested. I'd rather watch Latent. I'd rather watch a Joe Rogan podcast.
Correct.
So we are in that zone where you are willing to put all the effort and extra money. Like, I'll go to a different city to experience the film in its truest, fullest glory. That is also happening. And then someone is actually serving their film to me on a silver platter in my home, and I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. So there is no definitive
Yeah.
idea or notion about what will work,
Yeah.
what will motivate
Correct.
people to give them their 2 hours of time. I think it has never been this volatile ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
But I also feel I'm also curious. I think when TV came out, I think the volatility around show business has always been there.
No, but I think it's much different because TV was always like smaller than life.
Correct.
Films would be played on TV after the theatrical run was over. Now it's parallel. It's like a parallel garment right now. OTT is parallel and it's bigger than...
The thing for me that is very that is a game changer in that sense for me when I analyze it, when I look at it, is that the way somebody can create a social media profile and become a star themselves, in the sense of there is like a democratization of fame, and anybody can become famous if you have a certain amount of luck, obviously, and a certain amount of freshness in the way you approach things. You can just have an army of people who will watch anything you do. So when you have that, it's like the old gods and the new gods concept, where the old gods are all your superstars and your stars. So that it's a direct challenge, because nowhere I have seen people write to somebody like Shah Rukh Khan, who's easily one of the greatest,
one of the
biggest actors India's, one of the biggest stars India's had. Anybody can take a pot shot at him on Twitter. Like, it's like throwing a stone, and it's not even a well thought out stone. It's like, I'm going, okay, I'll throw something at Shah Rukh Khan.
Just because they can.
Because they can. So that culture is like so it's almost like, if a man can bleed, then he can be brought down. That sort of a mentality. When people start thinking that way, and when they have internet access, it's very difficult to take them into a world and make them believe that this person is a superhuman or a star, and we are in awe. It is becoming harder to convince, which is why the films that are working have very good storytelling foundation, because they're able to make you forget all these things. They're able to reduce the noise and take you into a different world, to make you believe that he is the hero. And the films that do that well, you will watch. All the noise will go away. Film can be 4 hours long, but you will still watch it because it is able to hold your attention.
Absolutely.
So the craft and storytelling, I think, has become more important today for the audience, because the audience is more ruthless.
Brutal.
Yeah, they're brutal. Yeah.
So how do you write films, knowing all of this, knowing everything?
I have to keep all of this. This is all the producer talk. As a filmmaker, I switch off this part of my brain when I write.
You're hoping that they'll suspend their disbelief at instances?
No. So the last part of what I said, right, where I have to convince them, is the most exciting part of my job. I take their attention span that seriously, where I am like, I don't want them to, not have a good time. So the amount of love and care that goes into making sure that the time that I'm getting from the audience is valued is how I've made films till now, and how all my collaborators work. So I hope that pays dividends, because, like you said, we might do all of this and people might still reject it.
You never know what people will accept.
That is the beauty and the tragedy of cinema.
So you are in the middle of production.
Yeah,
of your
not middle, film. Closer to the end.
To the end.
We have about 20 odd days to shoot.
Operation Dream Theatre.
Yeah.
Where did this start? Where was this idea incepted? When was this incepted?
So I did a short film called Between Dreams. It was my first ever short film. It was a very wacky film. There was one idea somewhere in that which was sort of niggling at me, and I was like, I want to make this into a feature. somehow.
I was thinking it was like some film inside film kind of.
No.
Yeah, okay.
This was like it had it's got nothing to do with dreams actually.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with film film. It's actually quite mad.
No, because I didn't get any idea from the
teaser.
From the teaser,
It was
nothing.
intended.
So much is happening. I have no idea what to.
It was intended to just be a good tease.
Yeah, it starts like Cinema Paradiso, Love for Cinema and all. Then it becomes something campy, something weirder. But yeah, please.
It will have everything.
Okay.
All of what you said is
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
So I'm generally writing and working on ideas when I'm not making a film. So especially when you are starting out, you would have written many stories, gone down many rabbit holes of this could be a film, this could be a film. So there were some ideas like that which was on the back of my mind. I was doing a film with Shivanna called Bhairavana Konepata, which was a very 12th century Shakespearean sort of drama, very rustic and real, like how the world in 12th century would have been. Not our ancestors knew everything, they were beautiful, everything was figured out. Not that. I'm talking about where average lifespan was 35. People died of fever.
Okay.
And so like the real reconstruction of that world, which was very exciting. But unfortunately, Shivanna fell ill and he had to fight the illness, and it would have been very demanding on him.
Strenuous on him.
Because there was a lot of horse riding. It was a physically demanding film, and both of us, I have to be very thankful to Anna, because he was like, this film requires a lot.
Did you start shooting?
No, we had started prepping for it.
Okay.
We were about to build sets.
Okay. So
when
that's
when we found out. But I also told her that I know what I'm wanting to take out of you for this film. So I can't see you in pain. I love him too much, to put him through that. So I was like, I will go write something else. I didn't want to make my next film without him. I was like, it became a personal thing where I was like, at this point of time, I don't want to be the one who's walking away and making some other film. In that, it was like, whatever it is, I want to make my next film with him. So with that, I started writing something, and that's how this story emerged. And I just kept, exploring, and then the pieces came together, and it's become what it has become.
See, do you get all existential when factors beyond your control kind of become that kind of hindrance? Because you work passionately, you work intensely to build something, seeing that dream, and something happens. And obviously, it's beyond anyone's control, right? Your work, your time that is being affected. Do you get existential? What are your thoughts during those few days when you had to...
Of course, I do, because it is a question of self-preservation also. I have to think about my own growth, career, and all of that. But at the same time, I also have to be... I also have to rise up to the moment and show character, and not be the one who... I've got some other opportunity, I'll go finish it and come. I won't be able to look at myself in the mirror if I were to do that. So yeah, I mean, that period was actually quite challenging, but I'm so happy that we went through that entire journey, me and Vaishak. Vaishak was my producer for that also.
Okay.
Because there is one beautiful journey that we have gone on, and now the way Operation Dream Theatre is shaped up, it is like cinema takes from you what it takes from you, right? So I am so happy that BKB stopped in a way, because I got to make this
one,
and which means that I am getting more time for BKB, because that's a very ambitious film. So
and it'll keep marinating in your head.
Exactly.
It'll keep getting better.
I win in both scenarios. And Shivanna is still very excited. Like last time I spoke to him, he was like, we have to do that. I was like, yeah, 100%. I want to do that. So it is like I got to make another cool film while the other one is marinating.
So what are some new things that you got to try in Dream Theatre?
The amount of action that I've done is crazy, because when I was making Saptha Side B, while doing the action choreography, while designing the action choreography, I realized one thing in terms of the physics of it, the place, the staging of a stunt sequence, who stands where,
Blocking.
how does one person hit him and hit him, how do you make it believable, how do you make it intense, how do you elevate the graph of the story. I thoroughly enjoyed Side B, that action piece. So it starts in the theater, and there is so much of story. Like there is one bit I was telling in some other interview, like small things that I was able to do, I was massively thrilled by. Is Rakshit's character comes out of the projector room ka space. That the end of that piece, the design, is a person getting hit on the head with a TV, and Rakshit walks away as a silhouette in the TV. So it's like from film to TV.
Oh, damn.
So that was I wanted to show the life cycle of how film comes from large screen to small screen.
Wow.
So, but to be able to do that in a stunt sequence, I was like, I could see infinite possibilities.
See, even if people got it or not, it's still a cool shot.
Yeah.
Whether they get the subtext, I didn't get it until.
Yeah, nobody's got it. Nobody's got it. But
as a shot, it's damn cool.
I was so thrilled, because in the end you can see a silhouette shot of him walking away, and I was like, from big screen to small screen.
These are things that the filmmaker derive joy from. Right?
And it's not even something that I can go and high-five somebody. I'm like, I'm just smiling to myself.
Did anyone get it?
Nobody got it. I don't care. I loved it so much. But that whole idea of even understanding performance in a fight, the way Rakshit pushed the character in terms of how dark and how intense, like real fight for survival, that like made me go, what, this is really lots of fun. I want to do proper action, which is why Bhairavana Kone Pada was full action. But then I was like, I want to make action. I don't care. Some genre, I want to do action. So there is like close to 10 set pieces in this, and each one is different to the other. It's not just, the set pieces from that era of 70s and 80s films was fabulous. It was so imaginative in terms of a big giant in a small room. How does the guy fight him? And it was not about the scale, it was the interesting idea. So there's a lot of those kind of set pieces that we have worked on. We've made it fun, we've made it entertaining. So that was really, really, scripting that has been
so you write action.
Yeah.
It's not like
the entire storyboard of the sequence is done before shoot. So everybody knows, okay, this is the point where the hero is going to fall. This is the angle of the shot. Everything is pre-designed, barring previs. We have not done a previs, but we do a proper, because shooting action is very expensive, and also a place where you can lose control of the narrative. So I need to know the story. So that was one thing which was massively fun. I have done a dance number in this, which is also again amazing fun, because again I went back and watched the films from the 70s and 80s. The thing about dance is that, see, it's what has now happened is it is being you get an extremely gorgeous woman and you do pelvic thrusts and hip thrusts and you do a hook step. But that is not imaginative. For me, I get bored in the theatre. The films which really break that rhythm really stand out for me. Like when I watched Pushpa and I saw Uvantawa, I was like, wow, what is this? It was extraordinarily sexy and beautifully done, but there was a way it was shot. It was intoxicating.
Very
There was
fluidic movements, actually.
yeah, it felt like, and it was not made to titillate. It was made with a certain aesthetic. And for me, that popped out immediately. So when I look at all these dance numbers, the ones that are even like the Vicky Kaushal song, the Tauba Tauba song, it's like the way it is framed, the way the dance is, it's like you almost get pulled into it. I was like, there is something extraordinarily interesting about shooting dance. So I wanted to, try it, and because the genre demands it. And we did a dance number, and that was also crazy. There is some, flying and all that happens. So there was stunt also in it.
Okay.
So yeah, that was something new. And the amount of sets that we have built, because the era of films in the 70s and 80s, because it's a very genre film, back then films were built, the entire film was shot in a set. Everything was a set. Like Mr. India, for example, is one of my favorite films as a child. When I was growing up, when I saw the film, I was blown away. So Mogambo's lair and those kind of things. To be able to create those spaces, we have built close to 20-25. We'll be building another 5 sets. So we have about 25 sets. So to shoot with all of that is crazy.
Beautiful. And your films have a very strong sense of color. So is that something that does that image, those images, or that sight of the color, do you have that in mind while writing itself, or does story drive your visual grammar?
No, it's slightly more, some places it's very story driven, but majority of the places it's very collaborative. Like I will have a discussion with Advait. Advait adds a lot of value in this regard, because in terms of the way he specializes in looking at it from a very visual perspective, the colors that come on screen. Like for Saptha, it was very clear in my mind, it was at a script level that this would be blue, this would be red. But in this particular film, we are trying to be as true to the era, in terms of the tone. We have done 15-16 tests with lens from different vendors, just to see the right kind of lens flare. And
so what's the right kind?
So we have used some we are right now shooting with Tribe 7 lenses. We have used low monomorphic lenses also.
What's so distinct about them?
They're not clean images. They're not crystal clear. There is a character to the image. The way it reacts to the light, the way, for example, when you rack focus from foreground to background, the way the lens breathes, those are things that I really like. And those are all things that me and Advait have had conversations about. So when we go do lens tests, we try these things, and that sort of is it's as important as the costume design, and how the image looks ultimately. So we have used low monomorphic lenses for one bit of the film. And we have there was one, I forget the name of the lens. Advait would be able to better tell about this. But there is one lens which is like, it is so old, it was used back in those days. It's a wide lens, it's a 12mm lens.
12mm, it's wide.
Really wide. So and it has like, it required to be serviced and cleaned up, because there's a lot of fungus and all of that. But we have used those lenses to get that, there's an image texture. So we have tried to do all these things. So yeah.
So do you also romanticize that the reel that I want to shoot on?
We were both me and Advait were like, this, some portions of
this
film,
because this is obviously 70s.
Yeah, we have to shoot in film, but it's just very expensive to shoot on film, and don't have the luxury of doing too many takes, and so it was, that dream is there. I'm sure it'll happen.
So what kind of a filmmaker are you? Are you the one that goes for 10-15 takes? Or are you that kind of filmmaker who believes that magic happens in the first take, and whatever we do that?
No, it depends. Sometimes I get it right in the first take. But I like shooting a lot of takes, because I like a lot of, I like taking away pressure from the actor, and having options on the edit table in terms of range of performance. Like, I don't shoot coverage extensively. I don't like the film in terms when I write a scene, I know the length of the scene, I know how many shots will make the scene. So while editing it, there's very little room for the editor because I am the editor also. I write with edit in mind. I shoot with edit in mind. So I won't take a close up if I'm not going to use it. So very rarely do I take optional shots. So I'll know where the scene is supposed to start. The opening shot will be that. I know where the scene will end. I know the next scene ka transition. So it's already there in my head. I just have to go and shoot it. So that way it helps me reduce costs because I'm not shooting as much, unnecessarily. And all that effort is going into getting 15 to 18 shots in a day. And if I get those 15, 18 shots in a day, I have 2.5 minutes of footage. So that's how I work. I don't. I feel this is more efficient more than anything else.
Right.
Yeah. While doing those 18, 19 shots, I do a lot of takes because I get the room to get the actor to go into a slightly more intense space or slightly lesser intense space, so that I have the option to sort of figure out and sculpt that performance in the edit.
See, I was watching one of your older, watching a Permit Room episode where you talk a lot about documentaries. And I was genuinely wondering, if cinema is your life, you do that because you love it, that is your work, that's your career, that's your identity and everything. Do you use cinema for unwinding also?
No, I don't. I watch a lot of films. I guess
you're getting my point, right?
Yeah. I feel bad for my partner in that sense but thankfully she also loves films. But I definitely use films to unwind also. But majority of me unwinding is my dogs, spending time with my dogs. So yeah.
And recently, I think in a Reddit AMA, you said that you are into video games.
Yeah, I love.
Talking about Ghost
video
of.
games.
Please tell me about that side because I don't think you have spoken much about.
I love video games.
What? So I don't play much. Someone gifted me PS5 2 years back, and having a PlayStation was this dream of mine ever since I was a kid, and finally I have a PlayStation in my home. You won't believe, bro, like in the last 6 months, I might have switched it on 5 to 6 times. That's it. I feel...
I have to hide the controller. Otherwise, I won't have a career.
So, the way I was looking at video games is that it is like a film, but I have control on it. So, whenever cutscenes happen, I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I fucking loved it. It is cinema. But in the most important sequences, I get to control the character. Yeah. That's how correct. I thought. That's how I looked at it. What do video games do?
No, video games is absolute unabashed storytelling.
Yeah.
It is
18 hours of solid 18, 20 hours.
No, sometimes it can be just 3 hours. Sometimes it can be 50 hours. There's a new game that's come out called Crimson Desert. People are putting out videos saying, please help me. I'm not able to stop playing this game.
Wow.
I have just played 90 hours and I have finished this much of the map.
What's it called?
Crimson Desert.
Okay.
I have not played it, but I've seen videos. Video games are a very important part of my life. I watch a lot of video games. I mean, I watch a lot of playthroughs.
Video game
content. My algorithm is full of it. I play a crazy amount of video games. Of all kinds.
Did you pre-order GTA 6?
No, not yet. Okay. I don't like the idea of pre-ordering.
Okay.
Because a lot of these buggers have started doing this thing where the game is half developed. They will ship it. And then as a consumer, when I buy it, I'm like, where is the game?
So you'll wait for it. You'll wait for them to resolve all the bugs and then...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a film audience, though.
Yeah.
I want Pesa.
So the parallel to this in films is that they ship the US copies earliest. Okay,
yeah.
those folks, those poor people, they pay more
Yeah.
more money, $20, $25. They'll get the shittiest version of the film. Sound mixing is bad.
Yeah.
Dialogue dub is not
Yeah,
final. There
yeah.
are glitches. They pay the most to get the shittiest version of the
I
film.
just do not condone that. So for me, I don't like it when I like the game when it's out, and then I want to judge the hype for myself and then pick it up. But I play a crazy amount of video
But
games.
you are gonna play GTA 6,
Yeah, of
right,
course,
now,
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But for me, I'm more like I like narrative-driven games. I like action games. I spend a lot of time.
No,
gaming.
please tell me some of your
The
recommend
last-
some of your favorite all-time favorites.
There are too many to name, but the last I played was Ghost of Yote, which is very good. It's a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. God of War Ragnarok, very, very good. One of my favorite games, which is slightly an undiscovered gem for many, is a game called Titanfall. It's a very small game, a short game, but incredible storytelling. There are some bits in it which just blow your mind. It's a first-person shooter, really, really good. I've discovered a lot of affinity towards horror games because they're so immersive. I liked Alan Wake. I played a little bit of that. I used to play a lot of Commandos, which is that it's like a top-down isometric thing where you are a soldier, you have to go and you have a mission. So it's very tactical in the way you play it. It's not just shooting. So it takes hours because you're sitting and planning and those kind of things. But yeah, there are some of these games that I just
Thank
mentioned.
you, because I want to play more video games. I want to have something that's not cinema.
You should try Ghost of Tsushima because it is so cinematic. It is a good way to get into the world of games because it is familiar to cinema. So it is a perfect way to get into that world using a familiar world as a base step.
Nice.
Because Ghost of Tsushima has a Kurosawa mode where the entire frame becomes black and white.
Wow.
It is gorgeous. Like I played the entire game in color, then I changed it to Kurosawa mode, played the entire game in black and white just because it is so beautiful.
Wow, today's... Yeah, I think I can afford to buy a new game also starting of the month.
Yeah.
So I just had my salary. So no, but thank you, because cinema. I love cinema and all that, but I do want break from it sometimes.
For me,
so,
music also is a huge thing. I read also. Sports is the second. I think first would be sports and next would be gaming, because sports I can keep watching. It's my favorite way to sort of disconnect from cinema.
See, one thing I've noticed is people who do their job very well, people who are pretty good at what they do, they have these, they spend a lot of time in things that's not their job also. Like, just like how sports, like football is like a very big deal to you. Sports is a big deal to you. Like how much time you spend, like you said, with video games and content related to video games. I think that is very important for anyone. Let's say if I'm an IT guy, I should be doing things apart from my job. I think that will help me grow as a...
More than that, there's a very nice line in Secret in Our Eyes. It's that South American film where the killer, they're trying to figure out, I don't want to give out spoilers, but they're trying to figure out where the killer is, and this guy talks about passion. He says le passion, and there is a line which says that a man's passion is something that will never go away, right? I got reminded of it because for me, I don't look at it from the perspective of productivity. I don't look at it from the perspective of, I need to have a separate thing to do outside of my film so that I can concentrate. I want to live passionately. It's like I love cinema as much as I love sports. We get limited time, right? And there is so much of other stress, money stress, something or the other will be there to stress you. So the good moments you have to enjoy really well. So it's good to have. I'm very passionate generally. Whatever I do, I like to do it with full intensity. So yeah, That's the only way I know how to.
No, please stay the same. Just a couple of final questions. We're running out of time. As a filmmaker, there must be filmmakers that you look up to, right? Like for instance, Mr. Sriram.
Yeah.
What does that mentorship? What does that equation mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. The amount of time I got to meet, I spent with sir. He doesn't like it when I say sir. He keeps saying, "Call me Sriram, call me Sriram."
Did he give you one of his T-shirts?
No.
From his amazing collection of
every time I meet
T-shirts?
him, every time I go to his office, there's something cool. Either it is his T-shirt. Last time I went, we sat down to have a drink. There's a parrot behind.
Oh.
It was like it was a clock. Every time,
Oh, wow.
he will come out and go gag. I was like, what the hell is this? He's just like a cool
You
cat.
have no idea how many films I've discovered from his T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
I discovered, I think, Eyes Without a Face or some
Yeah,
French
yeah.
horror film
Yeah.
from his T-shirt
Yeah,
in
yeah.
an interview
Yeah.
that he was wearing.
No,
So,
he's a the thing that I learnt about him, which I oscillate towards, is that the love and the passion that you have for the medium is the only thing that matters. And when you're young and impressionable, and when you are starting out as a filmmaker, it is very important to find people who will show you because the spotlight can be very alluring. It's magnetic. It will draw you. It will make you feel, I want the applause. I want my name. I want all that is important. But the thing that is more important is just the simple joy of discovering something cool or having, writing a great scene. People like Sriram have helped me, be more firm on and in putting me on that trajectory. It's not only Sriram. I assisted Girish Kasaroli sir.
Yeah.
Extremely simple person, doesn't take himself too seriously, but at the same time, total master of his art and craft and storytelling. And so, the way he pushes himself. I have had some great mentors that way. Even somebody like Anant Nag sir, huge influence in the way I look at how to function as a person in a world which is very confusing, because there is fame, there is money, and there's glamour and all of it. What are the things that you have to find for yourself which are important, which is the joy of making the films, right? So yeah.
And sustaining that passion for decades after all the highs and lows, I think that is basically retaining sanity. That is the most difficult part of this game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And even from a distance, when I watch the likes of Rajamouli Garu, when he talks in some recent interview, I was watching him talk. The way he talks, there is a certain, he's a huge brand today. But the way he talks about cinema, you want to sort of hear more, because there is a certain the love and that madness you can see in him, right? So I feel that's a very nice thing to look up to.
Absolutely. Finally, what does ambition mean to you, and what do you hope to achieve with every film of yours, each film of yours?
Just better storytelling. I think I don't look at it from the perspective of ambition. Actually, when you ask me, I'm thinking I don't have this. I know there are only these many stories in me, and
really?
Yeah, I mean, after a certain point, I know it, because staying in the popular cinema requires you to be in sync with the audience, right? Because it's a very expensive medium. So at some point of time, I will be out of sync with the audience.
No, but Hemanth, you are audience, right?
Correct. But at the same time, my foundational values as a film viewer, as a person, is shaped by the world that I grew up in. The world that the audience is now growing up in is shaped by a total different value system. Like the way fame is looked at today as a social currency didn't exist when we were growing up. It was there. Hey, he's a popular guy. But there was the social currency to it of how much value it would be attached.
It's everything today.
right? And the clout that it brings. So it makes me very uncomfortable when somebody is like, oh, he has only 150 million, 150K followers. That's not such a big deal. He has only 20. I'm like, how are you judging a person basis how many followers they have?
Absolutely.
It's not, so, but that is the world today. You have to be relevant. You have to be, at some point of time, I am going to be like, I can't do this anymore. I've done my thing. I want to enjoy life also. Like, I want to be passionately doing other things. So at some point of time, I'm going to move away. But until then, I want to keep, putting out films.
As long as you enjoy.
As long as I enjoy. Like if I don't enjoy it, I can't expect the audience to enjoy it. So as long as I have, I'm alive and well, I will, I'm doing films. I will put everything into it. One day I will hang up my boots and I don't know
play
when.
Video games.
Yeah.
Sports,
Yeah.
Right for the love of it.
Yeah, for nobody to read, just for my own thrill.
No, but as long as you continue to tell stories, I hope you continue to tell them with utmost joy, so you can spread the same to people who are watching your films. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
and
much.
all the very best
Thank
for
you.
coming down to our
Thank you.
office and spending this time
Thank you
and
so much.
sitting through even when the light was about to explode and kill both of us. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really
you.
loved this
Same
conversation.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.